Hey hockey fans, it's Dina Rocks and I'm here for some hockey talk. In my last video I talked about the defensemen, and today I'm going to talk about the AHL roster because out of the 30 I pulled about 9 that would fill the AHL roster, currently tied to the Charlotte Checkers. Let's start with the trade, the one and only trade. Many of us expected many trades and we got one. So Tyler Pitlick was he's got a new home. He went from Arizona to Seattle and now traded again. So good luck, Pitlick. The AHL team, I've got John Quenneville, Gavin Bayreuther, Cholowski, Cale Fleury, Morgan Geekie, Alexander True, Cole Lind, Joey Daccord, and Carson Twarnst. I'm gonna screw his name up all season long until I get it right. Twarnski. No. Twarinsky. No. Ugh, help me out here. Twarinsky. There you go. I'm sure it's way better than that. So the AHL roster, I chose these players just because they, the teams that Seattle plucked them from really didn't have a whole lot of talent. I hate to be so like brutal and honest, but Arizona's best pick was Tyler Pitlick. Yeah, same thing with John Quenneville. Chicago's lucky in that they have a lot of people that are protected, and then they have a lot of young guys. And so, unfortunately, Quenneville, who played 9 games, has 0 points, spent most of 2021 with the AHL Ice Dogs. He will fill the roster in Seattle, aka Charlotte. Gavin Bayreuther, who was signed as a free agent, he wasn't drafted by the Dallas Stars, is 27 years old. He's a defenseman. He's 6'1", just under 200 pounds. Someone had to get exposed, and Seattle didn't want to spend to get Max Domi. Denis Cholowski, who, I don't know why I can get that name better, but not Torinsky. Denis Cholowski is actually a Pacific Coast native. He is from Vancouver. He was selected in the first round with the Detroit Red Wings. He is 23 years old. Unfortunately, the Red Wings didn't really like his foot speed and his inability to spark the power play, so they left him exposed. I was surprised, though, that they didn't take Troy Stetcher or Nemesnikov. I think those would have been better, but also they come with a higher price tag. From wrapping up the exposed, Alexander True, who is another native of that area. He played for the Seattle Thunderbirds back in 2014 through 2017. He represented Denmark in 5 World Championship tournaments. He'll compete for a depth role, but I definitely see him in the AHL to start. Cole Lind, who is 22, appeared in 7 NHL games. Another cheap asset that can go into the AHL. Skill level wasn't what the Canucks expected, and so they left him exposed. The goaltender, Joey Daccord, who has a whole 9 games in the NHL, 9 games total, but played 1 game in the NHL recently, where he went in for relief of Matt Murray and made, I think, 30 saves, but they still lost. Carson Twarnski, 6'2", 198 pounds, played against one of his, he's going to play with one of his former opponents in Nathan Bastian. So acquired him from Philadelphia. His first goal came in preseason against the Rangers. It was a neat goal. It was a breakaway, part of a bad play, and then he actually got his second goal that very same game, which was him driving to the net, and he batted in his own rebound and scored the second goal of the game against Markstrom. So I can definitely see him improving, young, but The surprise pick I saved for last because I don't think anybody saw this one. I know myself, I had Carey Price being selected, but Seattle went the total opposite of everything I thought. And they didn't go after one superstar, maybe Gio, but they didn't go after one superstar, and they picked Cale Fleury from Montreal. Maybe they picked him because of his skill. Maybe they picked him because of, hey, he's another brother. I don't think so. But that's kind of cool, right? Like, the Seattle draft got a Fleury, and so did Vegas. Well, Seattle got 2 Fleurys. The Cale has not played in an NHL game since the 1920 season. So I do expect him to play in the minors until he develops. That's it for our AHL roster. Check in next time, and I will have some free agency talk. Enjoy the draft tonight, and we'll talk to you later.